Yeah, bro. Day trading is straight up gambling. You're just gambling out there, man. No, it's funny how I started posting live trades on my TikTok and like trade recaps on my TikTok. And I've only been posting for around a month, I think now, or a little over a month. And I've already gotten a few comments of from people who are basically saying like day trading is just gambling, like you're straight up gambling. And I got another comment that was like, you should just go to the casino. You'll get a better high risk, high reward or some shit like that. And I think that day trading can definitely be gambling, and it becomes gambling whenever you are basically falling to bad habits and you have bad habits in your trading. That's when it's really gambling. Whenever you're guessing, completely guessing without any sort of context or any sort of thesis on why something may happen. Like you need the if then statements and you know the deal. But yeah, I think that day trading is probably, if you trade properly, I think that day trading is probably one of the highest, uh, like most calculated forms of gambling, because you can have strategies that are winning 70% of the times, even more maybe, depending on what it is. But like um, if you have a period of data that is, if you have data from a large period of time that you are properly executing a strategy with, I mean, it's sure. I guess it's gambling because no one will ever be completely certain about the next move that will happen in the market is. But to say it's completely gambling in the sense that you are literally, like, we'll just say going 50-50 on every single trade, I think that's coming from people who maybe they got into trading and they didn't use a strategy properly, or they didn't execute the strategy properly, or maybe they just didn't even have a strategy. Maybe they don't even trade and they're just saying these things. But in my opinion, trading is probably one of the easiest forms of gambling because although it's true that you do not know for sure what will happen next, you can piece together context clues. I mean, way better than you can in an actual casino. Like if you're playing roulette, for example, there's no context clues that you can use to make a judgment on where to place your bet next. But if you're trading with a strategy, you can have if then statements. You can see where certain things happen in the past. There's many different ways you can make a calculated guess on what you think will happen next in the market. But yeah, it's to those who are outside of the trading industry, or to those who have no idea what proper trading looks like or any of that, then yeah, trading definitely is gambling in their eyes. Trading is definitely gambling in their eyes. I mean, I feel like, it just goes two ways. It's either going to go up or down on you. Yeah, it's either going to go up or down on you at the end of the day. But to say it's completely gambling every time you take a trade, I would say I disagree with that. I think, let me know in the comments if you disagree or if you agree with that, and then let me know why. And if you disagree with that statement, I want to know what strategy you used, and I want to know if you documented all of your entries and you have, I want to know that your entries were all supposed to be the entries that you took, or I want to know if you took entries that were entries that you knew you shouldn't have taken because they were fucking gambling, or I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of times, like, if you're somebody who is putting a trade on before news, you're gambling. That's fully a gamble because that's new data to the market that most people don't know yet. I mean, we all know that there's people out there that have the information before everyone else. Uh, that's no secret. I mean, but yeah, I would say for the majority, like, yeah, taking bets on news releases, that's fully gambling. But if you're like, if you have multiple pieces of context clues, like you have a key level where price had a very strong reaction to in the past, and then you say, all right, if price tests this key level and I see X, Y, and Z, or I just see a few different X and Y, then that would be a good entry point to take this position because you're having multiple pieces of context to the puzzle where you can say, all right, according to past information or data that I've had in the past over a long period of time, overall, this entry will be successful 70% of the time or 60% of the time, or like whatever it is. I guess technically it still is gambling because at the end of the day, it's either going to go up or down on you. But it's just such a calculated form of gambling when you do it properly. Like if you are strictly only taking entries that are according to your plan or according to your strategy, that has to be like the highest leverage gambling you can find. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong, but like I feel like that's a very high leverage form of gambling, like maybe the highest that I know of. I mean, sports betting, like that's gambling straight up, obviously, unless you have, it all comes down to information and what you know, I guess, at the end of the day. But yeah, to say that trading in all cases is 100% gambling, I would disagree with that. I would say that it's, I don't know. I don't know how. I guess it's kind of like the whole like chicken. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Because even though you could have a 70% win rate, I guess technically that is still a gamble. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's probably the highest leverage form of gambling that you can find. So yeah, I just hate when people say, I hate when people that don't understand trading comment like that because maybe they knew somebody that traded that was unsuccessful, or they were like fully a gambling addict, or like just one of those dopamine fiends like a lot of people are, and they might have witnessed somebody's downfall. Maybe it was, who knows what the case was, but I mean, it's always somebody from the outside that doesn't understand completely commenting on stuff like that, or like bringing their opinions to the table when in reality their opinion doesn't really matter because they don't have experience. Like if you do have experience in whatever you're giving your opinion on, then that doesn't apply to you, obviously. But I don't know. People like to talk. You know how it goes. People love to just talk out their ass like they know shit. And yeah, that's just like, that's a common trait of human nature. I think really just comes down to, once again, back to the ego and people wanting to feel like they know everything, or I don't know. But yeah, that is my take on trading, is just gambling. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What you think. Is it gambling? Is it not gambling? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one.